about 3 months ago, I had on a gentleman who I highly respected. I very much respected him, actually. Had quite a fond, I was so excited the first time I interviewed him, and it was such an amazing experience. And it was like one of the coolest days of my life, truly, honestly. And I left the house that day feeling that I was like super happy with what I was able to do with limited resource, being a one-man team, being able to sit with Avi Loeb at his house. Like it was a dream come true. It was a dream come true. I was sitting across from one of the most talked about Harvard astronomers in general. And I'm sitting across from him, and he's humble, he's funny, he's this, he's that, he's cordial, he's just really, really nice. And that was pre-contact in the desert. And now I'm going to fast forward to post-contact in the desert. And there's a reason I'm telling this story tonight, because fuck it, I don't care anymore. I've learned some things from other content creators, other interviewers, if you will. Avi Loeb. Now, here's the thing. So I had done that first interview with him, and I had considered us pretty friendly, texting, calling. The next time I wanted to do an interview with him, it was when I opened this studio, and he sat right there. And being a smaller creator, and now make no mistake about it, if he had said, I only want a Uber to pick me up, or if he said, I want a limo, it's like that other guy, honestly, I would have considered it for Avi, because that's how much he meant to me. But I grew up in Billerica, right next to, I don't know if I should say where he lives. I don't know if that's public, but it's very close. And I was already in Billerica that day. I'm like, why? I'll just pick him up on my way back home, right? And if he wants, he can sit in the back and pretend I'm, like if he wants to like not talk and engage in the ride. I didn't smoke in the car. We don't smoke in the car. So the car is like, it's good to go. I get to his house. I text him. I say, hey, I'm here. And I don't get any response for like 5 minutes. Now, mind you, he had a very hard out time. This was like the car needed to be out there by this time so he could get to this place. Knowing all that, I'm like, okay, let's go. So I pick him up. He's clearly frustrated with something. He gets in the front seat. He yells at me. He doesn't yell at me right away, but he like made this, like, he gave me this look that I had never seen before. Now, mind you, Julian Dory, Danny Jones, all those guys, Jesse, they all, like, if they're friendly with someone, they'll go pick them up at the airport or whatever, and then they'll bring them to the studio and then send a car, and the car will bring them home. And that's essentially what happened. I picked him up, and then I paid for like the most expensive Uber X thing you could have. And we had it waiting for the end of the show. That's all hindsight stuff now, obviously. But something was off. Like I could cut the fucking tension in that car with a knife. And I just like looked over to him and I'm like, everything okay, buddy? And he's like, dude, I have never been ripped into so hard in my life by anybody. He just starts telling me how he could charge me $10,000 for an interview, how I offended him by picking him up myself. How about, I mean, every single way this guy could belittle me, he belittled me. He said it was too hot in the car. Mind you, the heat was not on, and it was July. I had the AC on. The car was not hot. And for anyone who wants to ask, it was not hot. And he's like freaking out. Then the GPS is telling me to go one way. He doesn't like the way that I go. And he rips into me about that. He doesn't stop yelling at me until I pull in the driveway. Then I had already texted Jess, my girlfriend, and I had like warned her I did something I usually don't do. I texted at a red light and I said, something's wrong with him today. I don't know what it is, but he's freaking out. I was like, you need to have everything ready to go when I get there. The text never made it to her. So everything wasn't ready to go when I got here. And he sat in this chair. And we got up the stairs. He asked me where the bathroom was. He went into the bathroom, came out here, belittled me and my girlfriend. And I'm not gonna get into like the details, like specifics about the things I am not going to release that episode. First of all, you can see that I'm fucking shaken. Like, I'm not scared of Avi Loeb. I would punch that guy in his mouth and I would put him through a wall if I needed to. But the way he was acting, if I was a woman, if I was someone else, they might have been timid and they might have been fearful. That's the way he was acting. And you can see it in my eyes during the whole interview. Something's wrong. And mind you, in the interview, he tells me that 3i Atlas is definitely a natural object, but how he needs $1 billion from Congress. And I promised this, I promise, as soon as each camera I hit record on each camera and said, we're live, he fucking went into interview mode and acted like nothing happened. End of the interview, 1 hour and 7 minutes in, he says, he like points at his watch, and I had already texted Jess to have a car out there at that exact minute. So he just got up, walked out to the front of the driveway, didn't even say bye, walked out, got in the Uber and left. And I texted him and I was like desperately like, I had no fucking idea what just transpired. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, I'm sorry if I like offended you. Like, this was not my. And then he just goes, yep, can't wait to talk again. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with him? And I can almost guarantee you that he did not act like that to Joe Rogan.